disappeared. Concrete barriers stand in straight lines. Overhead lamps cast pale circles on the road. Nothing here prepares to wave a car through. The highway stretches silent in both directions. No headlights approach. The words can stay distant, like wind moving over painted lanes. Metal fencing runs parallel to the asphalt. Its shadow falls evenly across the ground. No gate shifts on its hinges. The boundary feels firm, unchallenged by the hour. White lines divide the roadway into quiet lanes. Arrows point forward. Stop markings remain clear. No tires cross them. No engine hums nearby. Time begins to loosen beneath the lamps. Minutes stop announcing themselves. The glow replaces the clock. Nothing presses forward. A small booth stands at the center of the lanes. Windows reflect only light. The door remains closed. Inside, a desk lamp glows steadily. No chair moves. The barrier arms rest in lowered position. Red stripes remain visible. No mechanism clicks. They hold their place without tension. Beyond the checkpoint, the highway disappears into darkness. Reflective markers blink faintly, then fade again. Distance feels contained, not endless. Air drifts slowly along the asphalt. Not enough to cool the surface. Not enough to lift dust. Then it settles again. Time spreads wider across the road. Moments rest beside one another. No sequence forms. The pause feels sufficient. Security cameras remain fixed above the lanes. Their lenses reflect small points of light. No movement triggers them. The system continues without interruption. The fencing along the shoulder remains straight. No section bends. No shadow shifts. Everything feels measured and exact. A faint hum lingers near the lamps. Not louder, not softer. It blends into the open highway, then disappears from notice. The booth does not anticipate a vehicle. It does not prepare to open. It simply remains lit, neutral, reliable. White dashed lines repeat into darkness, one after another, then another. The repetition feels steady, predictable. Time loosens further. Minutes lose their edges. Presence replaces progression. The night feels evenly spread across the road. The barrier arms remain lowered. The booth remains quiet. The highway remains empty, each element holding its place. No truck appears at the horizon. No beam sweeps toward the gate. No horn breaks the silence. The boundary remains undisturbed. Reflective road studs catch the light once more, then release it, then fade. Nothing travels across them. The checkpoint does not anticipate morning. It does not prepare to close. It simply stands between two stretches of road, steady, contained. The asphalt remains smooth and unmarked. The fencing remains aligned. The lamps remain constant. Everything balanced within the glow. No signal announces a change. No engine approaches. Nothing resolves. The scene feels complete as it is. The checkpoint remains along the empty highway. The lanes remain divided by quiet lines. The night remains wide and calm. Everything stays aligned, orderly and undisturbed through the long, silent hours before dawn. The checkpoint continues to rest beneath the steady lamps. No barrier lifts from its place. No hinge turns. The alignment remains exact. The asphalt holds its smooth surface. Painted lines stay clear. No tire disturbs the dust. The roadway feels unused and complete. Inside the booth, the desk lamp remains on. Light pools across the counter. No paper shifts. The chair stays still beneath it. Time loosens again along the highway. Moments do not follow one another. They settle evenly across the lanes. No direction forms. Reflective studs catch the glow briefly, then dim, then disappear back into shadow. The pattern feels measured and calm. Fencing along the shoulder remains straight. Its shadow falls without movement. No section bends in the breeze. The boundary feels firm. A faint hum lingers near the overhead lights. Not louder, not softer. It blends into the open road, then fades from notice. The barrier arms remain lowered. Red stripes stay visible. No mechanism clicks into motion. They hold without tension. Beyond the checkpoint, darkness stretches outward. No headlights appear. No sound travels closer. Distance feels contained. Time spreads evenly once more. Minutes lose their edges. Presence replaces progression. The pause feels sufficient. Security cameras remain fixed above the lanes. Their lenses reflect a small point of light. No motion interrupts them. The system continues quietly. The booth does not anticipate a vehicle. It does not prepare to open. It simply remains lit, steady, neutral. White dashed lines repeat into the night, one after another, then another. The repetition feels calming. No truck approaches from the horizon. No beam sweeps across the barriers. No horn sounds in the distance. The highway remains empty. The lamps continue their steady glow. The fencing continues to frame the road. The asphalt continues to rest. Each element holding its place. Time loses more of its shape. Moments flatten. Nothing presses forward. The stillness deepens gently. The checkpoint stands between two quiet stretches of road. The lanes remain divided. The night remains wide and calm. Everything stays aligned, undisturbed and contained. as the long, silent hours continue. The lamps continue their quiet glow above the lanes. No shadow lengthens, no brightness fades. The balance remains steady. The booth windows reflect only pale light. No movement passes behind the glass. The door stays closed. The space feels suspended between arrivals that do not come. The barrier arms remain lowered. Their hinges hold firm. No motor hums beneath them. They rest without strain. Time loosens further along the asphalt. Moments do not queue. They settle gently across painted lines. No direction presses forward. Reflective markers catch the light again, then dim, then disappear. The pattern stays measured, unchanged. Fencing along the edge remains straight. Its mesh holds the boundary. No wind bends it. The perimeter feels exact and secure. A faint draft moves once across the road. Not enough to stir debris. Not enough to cool the air. Then it fades. The dashed white lines repeat into darkness. One segment, then another, then nothing. Distance feels contained. Inside the booth, the desk lamp remains on. Light rests on the counter. Nothing shifts beneath it. The chair remains untouched. Time spreads evenly once more. Minutes lose their weight. Presence replaces progression. The pause feels sufficient. Security cameras remain fixed in place. Their lenses do not turn. No signal changes. The system continues quietly. The checkpoint does not anticipate a vehicle. It does not prepare to open. It simply stands, neutral, steady. No headlights appear at the horizon. No engine hum rises. No sound crosses the boundary. The highway remains silent. The lamps continue. The barriers continue. The asphalt continues. Each element holding its place. Time loses more of its shape. Moments flatten. Nothing urges the road toward change. The stillness deepens. The checkpoint remains between two empty stretches of highway. The lanes remain marked. The night remains wide and calm. Everything stays aligned, contained, and undisturbed, as the long dark hours carry on without interruption. The checkpoint remains steady beneath the final quiet stretch of night. No barrier lifts, no hinge turns. The alignment across the lanes stays exact. The lamps continue their pale glow. Light rests evenly on asphalt. Nothing brightens, nothing fades. The balance feels complete. Inside the booth, the desk lamp remains on. Its circle of light does not shift. The chair stays empty beside it. No page turns, no voice carries. White dashed lines extend into darkness. Reflective studs catch light once more, then release it again. Distance feels contained, unchanged. Time no longer feels divided. silence settle quietly across the road. They do not lead anywhere. The pause feels sufficient. A faint draft passes along the shoulder, not enough to move debris, not enough to cool the air. Then it disappears completely. The fencing remains straight. The cameras remain fixed. The booth remains closed, each element holding its place. No headlights appear at the horizon. No engine approaches the gate. No signal calls for movement. The boundary stays firm. The checkpoint does not anticipate dawn. It does not prepare to open. It simply remains between two silent stretches of highway, steady, contained. The asphalt rests beneath the lamps. The barriers rest across the lanes. The night rests over everything. All remains aligned, undisturbed and calm, as the final quiet minutes continue without change.